Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm from Canberra. You are listening to Club Football, the EPL show. I was a Rays Man U supporter, but since dating Tom, I now have no choice but to go for Liverpool. So sorry, Dad, and Tom, you've got to pay me for saying that. I also hope that Australia wins the World Cup. Go Socceroos! You can make a compilation of me saying chipping them down.
Chipping them down.
You just gotta restart the rock. That's all it is. You rock it for a little bit.
You gotta get the motion. You gotta get the flow.
I like a little call back to last week, you know.
Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Club Football, the EPL show, World Cup edition. My name's Tom Hughes, and
my name is.
It's John. You can.
I thought you were gonna just like.
You can jump in. You can jump in.
I thought you were thrown to me because you paused. We could do this again if you want.
No, let's go with this. John Sharkey is with me today. How's it going, John?
See, America just comes and bulldozes everything. Just ruins everything. But that's what we're doing at the World Cup, baby. We're taking it. Football's coming home.
It's soccer, John.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Soccer.
Soccer's coming home. Oh yeah, that's good. That would be a good T-shirt. Soccer's coming home.
Let's get what with Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam, or like I don't know, spinning a football on his fingers.
Jack isn't with us today. Jack is ill, so Jack, you will be listening at home, I'm sure. Get better soon. Jack will be back next week.
Poor Jack. Well, look, see, I stole his gig in the Hunter Valley last week. This week, I'm stealing his gig on the podcast. What can I say? Sorry, Jack.
John's gonna come to ours for Christmas Day, Jack. He's gonna open up all your presents, and he'll have your Teddy's chocolate orange.
Yeah, I already spoke to your work. It's cool. I got those shifts covered while you're sick, so
yeah,
it's all good. I'm a civil engineer now.
And you look great for it, John. What can I say? There's not a callus. There's not a callus on those fingers.
Oh, you haven't looked close enough. Well, Jimmy Barnes, eat your heart out. I'm the working class man here.
Did I tell you I seen Jimmy Barnes?
Where?
Well, he was performing at the NRL Grand Final.
Was he good?
We couldn't hear him.
Really?
Yeah, they'd wired the audio for TV instead of the arena sound.
Oh, yeah. I went to a grand final and Daryl Braithwaite played. That sounded okay.
Oh, horses.
Yeah, he did horses. I saw Jimmy Barnes on the street once in Coolangatta. Just walking around in flip-flops, or thongs, as they call them down here. It was cool,
No leather jacket?
No, nothing. He was definitely in vacation mode, Big old baggy shirt, some shorts, flip-flops. Trying to pick out which restaurant to go into. Didn't come into ours, sadly.
He's living the life.
Too highbrow,
Yeah. What? He just wanted
saw
like
me
a
hot
dog on the Barbie.
Nah, man.
John.
Yeah.
Obviously, before we get going, we have to mention the intro this week was done by Chelsea.
Yes, it was done by Chelsea,
who is not only a big fan of the pod, but is my romantic partner.
That's true. Yes, romantic partner. I like that.
Yeah. So Chelsea, thanks for all the support you've given the pod so far. Keep it going. We love you. And Chelsea also happens to be Courtney's sister, who smashes the World Roundup every week.
She does.
Who's back this week? John, tell us about the away day playlist, mate.
The away day playlist is a playlist that we have up on Spotify. It's just full of away day bangers. All the songs. See, look, it doesn't sound right when an American says it, right?
Nah, you got it. Yeah, bangers.
Yeah, bangers.
What would you say in America? What would you say for an absolute tune?
Oh, people don't really say it anymore. The kids say that things slap. This slaps or this whips. This would
you say slapping? Like that's a slapping hit, or?
Oh, I don't even remember what I used to say. I'm just so used to slagging bands. As a musician, all you do is you sit and you just look at people who you're jealous of, and you bag them out. So I mean, I'm a chronic jealous musician. So all music sucks except for mine. Heads up. So all these songs on the away day playlist are bad. Don't
listen to the playlist.
Don't listen to the playlist. It's all terrible. Now this week we have Elephant by Tame Impala. Western Australia's Tame Impala. What's up?
What a awesome band.
Yes. They're all right. Whatever.
Love it. Yeah, fine. Like I'm sure you heard it, John. Like Jack and I went to go and see them for my birthday, and they were just awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously a big Australian band, and after all, on club football, we are back in Australia to win the World Cup. Fingers crossed.
Oh, Australia, obviously. They're favorites, aren't they now? That they beat Tunisia 1-0?
Second favorites, yeah. Yes. Second favorites behind Senegal.
Yeah, behind Senegal. My Senegal. My
we are
Senegal.
loving Senegal.
Oh, my God. What an incredible team. What that win the other night, or last night, I guess it was, against Ecuador. I didn't get up for it, I'm going to be honest, but I did wake up and quickly watch like the little mini.
Yeah.
Just an incredible team. Have you seen the footage of after that win in the streets of, I think it's Dakar?
No.
People are just lighting stuff on fire. Like the whole town, the whole city's just going crazy. And like it's like very much like Philadelphia, where your team does well and you flip a car and you riot. You know, I can really relate to it. So yeah, Senegal all the way, baby. Let's go, Lions.
Like I love like extreme football fans.
Same. Yeah.
Like I'm not a big fan of violence, don't get me wrong.
No.
You know, like I think it's all interesting, you know, like the urchins and the headhunters and all that sort of stuff. I think it's interesting, but I like setting cars on fire and stuff. Not that I, you know.
You've never done that?
I've never set a car on fire, no.
You never flip a car?
No, I've never flipped a car either.
I'm not going to say that I haven't flipped a car. Okay? But I'm not going to say that I have either.
How many people of equal strength to you would you need to flip a car?
It's like 4 or 5. Maybe
4 or 5 Johns.
3 or 4 after a big win, maybe. You know, with the endorphins running, the adrenaline. Yeah. So yeah, I've seen it. I've seen 3 or 4 people do it. You just got to start the rock. That's all it is. You rock it for a little bit.
You got to get the motion. You got to get the flow.
This isn't going to be the anarchist cookbook for after riding after.
I don't think right that in a year's time we're going to be in court and the judge is going to say you guys taught the world how to roll a car.
No, this is just simple science, all right? Follow the science, okay? That's what everyone's been telling us for the last 2 years. So there you go. There's our defense.
Let's follow the science.
Yes.
John.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people what is going to be coming up on this week's edition of Club Football. Obviously, we're going to be talking all things World Cup. We've picked out a couple of games to talk about as well. For our game of the week. If you like, then we have a little quiz like we have most weeks. And this week we've got a new quiz, which is called All Around the World. Yeah, All Around the World is a football trick. You know, it's a play on words, guys. Come on.
I like it.
Yeah, let's keep up. And then thank everyone. Thank just the world because Courtney's back this week. She's back and she's gonna do the World Roundup as she loves to do.
Yes, she is.
She's here, and then we've got your thoughts and questions in the Quickfire forum, and then we're gonna look ahead to see who John and I thinks is gonna escape from the World Cup groups.
Yeah, besides Senegal and Australia.
Apart from those two who are definites. So, John, look, tonight I'm going to have a cheeky beer.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick pause for thought.
Let's do it.
And then when we come back, guys, we will be talking all things World Cup.
Let's go. I'm ready. Jack is not here, but I'm here. I've stolen his job, and we are back. We're going to talk about all things topical with this World Cup.
So much to talk about.
Here, I'm going to drop with this fucking World Cup. There we go. I got my one fuck out of the way.
I've loved it so far, though, John.
Yeah. I just said it twice, actually. So I got Jax.
You can have Jax.
Okay, cool. Understood.
We're allowed one F-bomb a podcast, basically, each. And to be honest, that's just a rule that we've made up. But we like to try and keep it family friendly, you know. You can play it in the car with the kids.
It's true. I listen to it with my son. I don't like to swear a lot. I don't like to play swearing around him. I mean, we listen to enough music with swearing in it, and I have to you get to
F
that
the
point,
police.
Like, what's that over there? Look, there's a dead guy in the road. Wow. Oh, damn.
Hey, John.
Great. Yeah.
Johnny. Young Johnny.
He's in the room next to us. I could knock on the wall right now. Johnny, what are you listening to? NWA?
NWA,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good bedtime music. Yes, F the police. I agree. Nope, don't want to say that.
No, you can't say that after the whole flipping cars incident.
I can't say that. No, I'm definitely on a list after this podcast. I'll tell you that.
At least we're on the same list.
That's true. The guest list.
John,
it's the World Cup final between Australia and Senegal. Let's get into it. Come on, let's do it. Let's get into this. We have so many things to talk about. Ronaldo's non-goal. How funny was that? I mean, it's like such a Ronaldo thing to do. I mean, maybe it doesn't even look like he touched it. He knows he doesn't touch it. He's freaking out after it, like he's like, like it's the final, and he runs over. Fernandez is like, yeah, all right, all right, dude.
Like, to take a goal off your mate.
Yeah, you're
because they are mates.
Yes, they're friends.
Like they're supposed to be mates, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's not seen it, but Fernandez whips a ball in.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo goes up, doesn't touch it at all.
Like it doesn't change any direction at all.
Doesn't even even the photos.
Yeah.
Sort of show he hasn't touched it.
Yep.
And then
there's no doubt that he hasn't touched it, but he's going off like it's his birthday.
And then Adidas have released information, which the ball has a sensor in now.
Oh yeah.
So okay. Adidas released the information.
So there's really receipts on this one.
There's no way. Like if he gets audited on this stuff, mate, he is spending 6 years in a Spanish jail or whatever. This guy's in trouble.
There's no way he can Harry Kane this one.
No, he can't get out of this one. But yeah, made me laugh. Did you see? So England beat Wales.
Yeah, I actually didn't see this, but when you sent this to me, I went and looked at it.
So there's a video of a Sky Sports journalist. So for our Australian listeners, Sky Sports is it's a branch of Fox, but they are the ultimate sort of sports news in the UK. You go to Sky Sports, which means that the journos, cover England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales have just got beat and all the fans are pouring out the stadium, and the journalist goes over to these fans and he's like, "What did you think of the win?" And the Wales fan just turns to him and goes, "We got beat, mate." And he goes, "Oh, sorry, what did you think of the result?"
I mean, it just goes to show you what numpties journalists can be, really.
Oh, man. So funny. And I can imagine, I think in my head, what happens if I walk out of the Champions League final or whatever, Oh
my God.
And someone says something like that. I'd be furious.
Yeah, that mic is not going to be operable soon, and it's going to be hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
Very sure.
Yeah, that guy's not. I mean, to go all the way to the World Cup as well for Wales.
Yeah, poor Wales. I mean, they had, we all picked them to get out of this group.
Yeah, man.
They were a hot favorite to at least advance. Man, one goal in the entire group stages. They looked terrible.
And it was a pen.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't even an open play. It was terrible, and it was it was even I guess it was not too much of a questionable pen, but still ticky tacky.
Yeah, they just didn't provide enough, did they? John, friend of the podcast, Irish Steve.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I see this.
His name is just Steve.
What's Steve got in store for me? What's he trying to do?
Irish Steve sent a video on the socials just for you.
Okay.
And you've seen Green Street.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, where he's like, right, come on, you coming with me. And the American journalist is like, "We're going to go and watch a game of soccer." And he's like, "It's not soccer, it's football, you mug." Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
He sent it in for you.
Oh,
It's
thanks,
called
Steve.
it's called football, I think is what Steve's getting at.
Oh, is that what he's trying to say? Well, I mean, didn't the English come up with the term soccer?
Yeah, apparently soccer comes
It's
from the term association football.
Yeah, it's an
So
abbreviation from England.
Yeah, but lots of things come from England.
It's true.
You know, not everything's good from England. I mean, look at me and our Jack.
Yeah, you guys are England's favorite son. Or favorite sons, excuse me.
Sons, yeah.
Yeah, sons. You can't. I guess there's two of you. No, Irish Steve. Look, the Irish don't even call it football. They call Gaelic football football. My wife's Irish. I've been to Ireland like 70 times. I think they call. I don't. And all my cousins and like my wife's uncle used to play for Waterford United back in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
They make really good crystal. If anyone's listening at home,
they do make wonderful. I don't know if the football team or the soccer team makes the crystal team, but they definitely he went on a tour of the States, played against the Comets when Pele was playing for him. I think he calls it soccer. I could be wrong.
Just a quick side note: I love that Comets.
Yeah. It's an incredible logo.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, Philadelphia had a team called the Adams, had an equally excellent logo. Go look it up. Maybe chuck it up on socials. Yeah. Before there was the Philadelphia Union, there was the Philadelphia Adams in the 70s, and which my father was a kind of a mild fan of. So he was pretty excited.
He was in the Adams family, was he?
Mm-hmm. The Adams family, yes. Yeah. He was Wednesday.
I've actually started watching Wednesday.
Yeah,
on
Sheffield
Netflix.
Wednesday. Yeah.
No, on Netflix there's a show about Wednesday Addams.
Oh, really?
It's Tim Burton. It's quite interesting.
I don't even watch TV, so
I
don't even own a TV.
I went into John's house once, and all he had was a jacuzzi and a Les Paul guitar, and I thought, wow, this guy's so cool. Genuinely opened his fridge. There was just like 3 packets of Carlton Dry.
Yeah,
I was like wow.
A stack of 40s, like in that Snoop Dogg video. Remember that when they open the fridge and the whole thing is just 40s?
Oh mate, like
is that too American?
You are like barking up the wrong tree with me in rap.
Really?
I know nothing.
Rap is cool. You should get into it. I'll make you a mixtape.
Make me a mixtape, please. Do send it through. Maybe we'll put one up on the away day playlist.
Maybe I'll put one of my. I'll make my favorite '90s rap mixtape for you, and you can cherry pick a couple songs off of it. Some Ghetto Boys or some Snoop. You know, Onyx, who were just here. Remember Onyx?
Oh yeah.
They just played in Sydney a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I went to watch them.
Yeah, you were there.
All right. Well, look, bit of chit chat there, but John.
That's all right. Yeah, Irish Steve. You could be wrong here, bro. You know,
I don't think he's ever called it soccer to me, but maybe he wouldn't.
He's the Irish one. I'll defer to him.
Steve, please confirm or deny. World Cup, John. Like, we've picked a couple of games here. We normally do game of the week, don't we, when we do the EPL show? There's just too many games, isn't there? There's too many games to be doing games of the week.
4 games a day, to be exact. So we picked a few that we've
just picked a few that we just want to talk about. I mean, let's get started with arguably our favorite African team in the whole world.
Oh my goodness!
Senegal 2, Ecuador 1.
Oh, it was a fantastic game. I mean, Senegal had so many chances. It could have been 4-1 at the end of this one, but I mean, they finally broke through. They had a couple of goals called back, and then they finally broke through with that pen. I mean,
and Sarr as well, who scored the pen. He's been linked. Yeah. He's been linked with a couple of big clubs, hasn't he? I think he's still playing for Watford.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool got linked with him.
Really?
Yeah, and there was a lot of talk of the sort of the Mane, connection.
It's true, and he's a left winger, and he's only 24 years old. So I don't know. I mean, that would be an all right signing, I think, from Liverpool's perspective at least. He's probably not going to cost you an arm and a leg either.
No, he probably won't.
That's Liverpool's move, get players from places like Watford and Wolves, use Southampton as your farm team. That's their move. So that would be very on brand, especially if this would be like a great move, last move for this ownership group, kind of moneyball it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we should do is we should have a proper delve into the potential Liverpool takeover, and what that might mean for Liverpool and the other clubs in the Premier League, and maybe also touch on the Chelsea takeover in a bit more detail and the Newcastle takeover, because it's changing landscape, isn't it?
It really is.
Sadio Mane, who I think we both just adore.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
He's definitely one of the best players I've ever seen live.
Ever, yeah. Incredible.
He like when you're in the stadium and he's in front of it, he just moves across the turf so quickly, so low, fast. He's got everything, but he's not there for Senegal. But they're not missing him.
They're not.
They're not.
I mean, oddly, it's kind of like the whole, like the Karim Benzema thing. Maybe it's, I don't want to say addition by subtraction. It's a terrible trope, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just working out for him. Maybe it's opening the field a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, if Mane's going to play, you're going to man mark him, aren't you?
Yes.
Essentially, you're gonna play a right fullbut on him all game,
and dedicated.
And probably even a holding midfielder who's going to be covering across. But look, Senegal second in the group on 6 points, which is, I mean, 6 points from a World Cup group is impressive, I think, for any team, really. 1 point behind the Netherlands, who obviously top the group on 7 points. How far can they go, John? Senegal.
Well, Senegal is, who they're playing in the first round of the knockout. They're playing England.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
so they're going to the quarters.
Yeah, so they're going right through. Like what I'm saying, obviously, just on their path to the final against Australia. No, I don't know. I mean, you saw what England with the United States did to England. They played that kind of brand of anti-football that they do. They slowed it down to like the speed of an American football game. Lots of standing around in a line, looking downfield like you're ready to, like a quarterback's ready to throw a pass. And that really stifled England. They didn't really know what to do with it. And I'm not going to say that Senegal would ever play that brand of football. They're too fast. I mean, and I don't know. It's just
they are built for speed and power, aren't they?
Exactly. So they are going to give England a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I don't. That's going to be a fantastic first round game. I don't know what or the knockout. I don't know which way that's going to go. I mean, England probably have the edge, but
I'm sorry I cut you off, but
no,
yeah, I mean, look, I think it's a game, for example, for England where Jordan Henderson has to play.
Yeah.
Like this is a game where you want your battlers.
Yeah.
You're going to want your tooth and nail sort of players. Yeah, look, Senegal were awesome. The fans are amazing. And I think maybe a little bit sad to say goodbye to Ecuador because...
Yeah, I know. Ecuador's, that's another team you want to root for. You don't want to see a team like that get knocked out.
No, they turned up, didn't they?
They did.
They turned up.
They certainly did. And they, they're not a superpower that you're going to laugh at when they get knocked out. You're going to feel bad for them,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Beating Qatar and then not doing very much after that, it's not going to get you through,
No, it's not.
So, I mean, Qatar's the gimme game, come on.
It is a gimme game, isn't it?
Sadly. I mean, they just like Qatar just looked like, a bunch of dudes they found, selling hot dogs in the stands. Oh, you want to play fullback? Come on, let's go. Come down here, like they're not a cohesive team yet. I'm not going to say that they're not going to get there, but right now.
Country of 3 million people, though.
Exactly.
Like, to develop a football culture is one thing, to then try and turn a country of 3 million people into winners. But look, if there's a country who have the money to do it, Qatar.
Yes.
Qatar, I'm sure, would be able to do it. John, last week when we were recording the podcast, weren't we?
Yeah.
Argentina were playing Saudi Arabia.
Oh my God, what a match!
Unbelievable!
What an incredible! I mean, you could just feel it. It was such a vibrant, like, just vibe coming off that out of those stands. And Saudi Arabia, every time something happened, that keeper was down on his knees. And my wife even remarked, she's like, "Oh no, I wonder if that keeper thinks his family's going to be executed because he just made a mistake."
Oh God.
She was really saying stuff like that to me, and she's like, "Oh my God, oh no."
It's not unprecedented though, John.
It's not.
It's not unprecedented.
I mean, you see what happens when it swings the other way. They finally got home, and every one of those players was gifted a Rolls Royce.
Oh, that's not true, apparently.
Is that not true?
No,
okay.
No, it would have been cool, but
is that debunked?
Yeah, the captain said in a press conference, DeSarvo, I think, he got asked about it, and he was like, "No." But watching the game live, so we finished the podcast. It was 1-0. Argentina had a couple of disallowed goals. I think 2 disallowed goals for offside, and we finished the podcast, and it was quite late, and I just sat down with a beer and watched the last 25, 30 minutes, I think. And it was just the best drama ever.
It was mayhem.
It was chaos. It was chaos.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like Saudi turned into like prime Atletico Madrid.
Oh no, it was total shithouse football. You're right. At the end, it was just, I mean, what? The keeper knocked out his own center back. Like every orifice in his face was stuffed with toilet paper when they were stretchering him off the field. It was madness.
I was genuinely worried when he got hit.
Same. It looked really bad. I mean, it was a full-on knee to the face, like perfect connection. So I don't know. I don't know how he's giving the thumbs up with all the loo roll stuffed into his face.
Yeah, he had like half a pack of tissue up his nose.
Yeah,
but I've done it, like as a goalkeeper, I've come out and I've hit players.
You've crushed players, yeah.
I've hit players, and before I've even hit the floor, hopefully with the ball in hand.
Yeah.
You're thinking,
yep,
I hope this boy gets up. Everyone's done a bit of that, but just the best entertainment, and
it's incredible.
And Martin Tyler was on the commentary over in Australia for SBS. Martin Tyler did the commentary, and to be fair, I've always moaned about Martin Tyler's commentary, but it was just him, no co-commentator, and it was just like poetry. And there was a bit where the Saudi Arabia broke, and he was down the right wing. He had no one. He had no one, like even in the same half as him. And he looked up towards the box, and Martin Tyler said, "He mustn't cross the ball." And I thought, that's so good. Not he can't cross the ball, not this, not that. He mustn't. Don't put the ball in the box. Yeah. You're gonna give it back to Argentina.
All right, Bravehearts.
Loved it. All right then. What about the old green and gold then? Australia.
Did you watch that game against Tunisia?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you watch it? You watched the whole thing? It was a tough game to watch, man.
I never watched it live.
Yeah. I went to the Croatian football club in Deakin with a couple friends to watch it. A couple of my son's fellow soccer dads. It's kind of a powwow. Yeah, that was a rough game. Australia definitely, I mean, look, they are going to the finals. They are world number 1, world beaters.
Yeah.
They were definitely not the best team on the night. Tunisia definitely had, all the possession. They just took it up the field at will. They just couldn't finish. Matty Ryan had a great game. He just played lights out. And, that RC goal, Mitchell Duke. I mean, it was nice, but I don't know, man. I don't know what.
It's tough, man. It's going to be a really tough game against Denmark.
Yes, it's going to be really tough. I don't know if they get out of this group, to be honest. All jokes aside. I mean,
it'd be nice. It'd be really great.
It would be nice, but
it would be really great.
I have a soft spot for all Northern African or Arabic teams. I'm really happy to see them to do well. And Tunisia looked incredible against Denmark. They held them scoreless. I mean, it was a 0-0 draw, but I thought they were going to walk right through Australia, to be honest. And they looked like they could have. They just didn't have any finish on the day.
Yeah, in the final third, they really struggled, didn't they?
Yep, nothing.
But Australia, live to fight another day. The fans are out in Melbourne setting fire to a garbage truck or whatever.
Setting fire to a latte.
Yeah.
You know, just like, yeah.
Just furious. All right, well, look, we're back in Australia as best we can. John, let's have a quick pause for thought.
Sure.
And when we come back, it's the new game. It's all around the world.
All right, let's go.
Right now, we have a new part of the show. It's a game. It's a quiz. We do a quiz every week. If you're not onto it yet.
This isn't a game to me.
No, it's not a game. This isn't fun.
No, I actually am not. I'm not stoked to get asked questions because I'm going to look like a total asshole. Yeah. A real American idiot, but I'll give it my best shot.
Yeah. Look,
I've been sweating this all day when you're like, oh, don't worry, I'll make up a quiz game. I'm like, oh, for fun. It's like, he's doing this. He's going to pants me on this podcast. He's setting me up. I'll get you back. Don't worry, Tom.
Look, John, I think you probably know all of these questions. Ladies and
gentlemen.
That far. It's all around the world. It's 5 questions. Not necessarily Premier League related. These are just football questions.
Yeah.
And get out your pen and paper. I'll ask you the questions first, and then we'll do the answers after it. John's got his pen and his paper.
Yep.
Let's play.
All around the world.
Question number 1. Which English club failed to sign Poland star Robert Lewandowski in 2010 because there was a volcanic ash cloud which grounded flights across Europe?
We gonna discuss these, or are we just gonna let it rip?
Just we'll do the answers at the end, so write them down.
Okay.
People at home, write down your answers. It's essentially you versus John.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You're gonna win.
Yeah, that's great. Question number 2. Oh, I should do number 1 again. It was such a long question. Which English club failed to sign Poland star Robert Lewandowski in 2010 because there was a volcanic ash cloud which grounded flights across Europe? And number 2. World Cup winner Bastian Schweinsteiger played for which MLS club?
Oh, well, there's only a few answers because
there's a whole league.
Yeah, but you're not going to play for like Real Salt Lake. Nobody's like, you know what? I just had a really long career in Europe. I played a season in South America somewhere. You know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to Minnesota. That's where I'm going to retire.
Well, I have to say this, John. I had a friend whose dad was from Minnesota. The land of 1,000 lakes, isn't it?
The land of 10,000.
10,000 lakes.
10,000 lakes, yes.
He loved it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place, but it's balls ass cold. I mean, for like 9 months out of the year, you know, it's more northern than Toronto.
Is it?
Well, half of the state. Yeah.
And what's their team? What's their NRL team called?
The MLS team.
The football.
Oh, the NFL American teams.
Football?
The Minnesota Vikings. Yes.
Oh, the Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the 2018 NFC Championship game where my Philadelphia Eagles beat the living shit out of the Minnesota Vikings on live television. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen happen to a fan base. I almost got thrown out of that game after we scored a touchdown. I slid down the railing from the upper deck all the way to the bottom of the section, and security guard
like a fireman.
Yeah, it was like Ghostbusters, you know. Yeah, I did some other stuff that night too. But let's get through. What was that question again?
That was number 2. Which World Cup winner Bastian Schweinsteiger played for which MLS club?
I think I have a pretty.
Write it down, John. Write it down on your paper.
Gotcha.
Question number 3. When England won the World Cup in 1966, yes, England won the World Cup in 1966. Which English club did captain Bobby Moore play for?
Oh.
Now this one will be.
This is a little tough for me. I'm gonna take a guess.
The English will do better on this one, I think.
Yeah.
Bobby Moore, absolute legend.
Yeah, I mean, I know the name. I just don't know if you didn't play for Liverpool. I don't know that far back. I've watched those, I've watched a million documentaries about Liverpool in the 60s or like throughout the years, but this is going to be a tough one for me. Not living through it. Like, I know I was born in the 1800s because I'm on Facebook, but I still don't know the answer to this one.
We'll write it down. Have a guess. Have a guess.
Can you give me a hint? Are they like what you would call like a rummy club now, or are they a big club?
They're a current Premier League club.
Yeah, okay.
Number 4. Which Australian player has scored the most World Cup goals?
Oh, this is easy.
Scored a couple of goals.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Celebrated.
Mitchell Duke.
And you get a kiss on the cheek as well if you can tell me how many goals.
Well, the answer... okay, I don't know. I'm going to guess... Okay, there you go.
And number 5. Which Women's English Super League team has won the most league titles? Now, the Women's Super League began in 2011. I don't give into this thing,
Yeah.
The Premier League started and then you only count the Premier League titles. This is a club full of history, both in the men's and the women's game. How many women's league titles have they won?
So who is it?
Oh, sorry. Who's won the most? And if you can tell me how many, you get a kiss on the other cheek. I'd be impressed.
All right.
In fact,
I already wrote my answer. I'm not going to pretend. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pretend like I watch a lot of Women's Super League.
Well, what I will say is, John, producer, Courtney actually mentioned it in the World Roundup, I think on her first ever time she joined the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little hint and a little tiddy for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, pens down.
Okay. Done.
I love the way you can actually hear John put his pen down. It's so dramatic.
Yeah, here we go. Now let's get it close to my mic.
Okay, guys, all around the world, here's your answers. Question number 1. Which English club failed to sign Poland star Robert Lewandowski in 2010 because there was a volcanic ash cloud which grounded flights across Europe, John?
Was it Blackburn?
It was Blackburn Rovers.
No, it wasn't. Really?
It was. Big Sam tried to sign him. And he ended up going to Borussia Dortmund. This happened in the January. He ended up going to Borussia Dortmund in the summer for £5 million.
Yeah.
Cheap as chips. Well done, John. Question number 2. World Cup winner Bastian Schweinsteiger played for which MLS club?
I actually did know this answer. I was just kind of playing silly to kind of make fun of the MLS. He played for Chicago Fire.
Incorrect.
Really?
No, I'm only joking.
I was like, what are you talking about? I know.
I thought I'd bring you back in a peg or two there.
All right.
No, correct. Well done.
Yeah.
2 for 2, John.
I have watched a few MLS games in my life, so.
I like the kit. I like the Chicago Fire kit.
Yeah, good name too.
The red and the white. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I think Chicago Fire was the first ever MLS club I knew about when I was younger. And I think Everton had a striker called, what was his name? Everton striker. Jake will know this. Jake's a big blue nose. But he played for Chicago Fire as well.
You know who plays for them now, right?
Who?
Shaqiri.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah. Well, he's on that squad. Yeah. He's on their current roster.
What a legend. Liverpool legend.
Love him. Yeah.
Number 4. Which Australian player has scored the most World Cup goals, John?
We skipped number 3.
Yeah, you're right. That was a trick.
Yeah. See?
Number 3.
That's a third. I get that third answer right no matter what. So,
number 3.
Extra credit.
When England won the World Cup in 1966, which English club did Captain Bobby Moore play for, John?
I just took a guess. Leeds?
It was West Ham.
Whatever.
West Ham. West Ham sort of got this thing where they sort of say that they won the World Cup. I think they had three key players.
You gotta win something sometimes, you know.
Win something sometimes. Although I am a hammer this season, let's not forget.
That's true.
Number 4, then let's get on to that. Which Australian player has scored the most amount of World Cup goals, John?
It's got to be Tim Cahill, right?
It's Tim Cahill.
Yeah.
He scored 3 over 3 tournaments. And if you said he got 5 goals across those tournaments, you get a kiss on the cheek.
I didn't say 5. I said 8.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought I'd heard that. I thought I'd heard that number being floated. You know, you hear a lot about Tim Cahill this time of year.
Yeah.
Every 4 years, his name gets bandied about. He is probably the most legendary Australian soccer player to date.
Like, if there's anyone in Sydney or Australia who can explain this to me, please do. Why is it Tim Cahill, but the road in Sydney is the Carhill Expressway? Same spelling. Someone answer me that. Number 5, which women's English Super League team has won the most league titles, John?
Chelsea.
It was Arsenal.
Damn it.
They've won 15 league titles. Chelsea have won the most Super Leagues, if you like. Okay. They've won 5 of those, and they've won the last 3. See, this is why Courtney loves them. They're the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as a diehard Super League watcher myself,
Yeah.
Tried and true.
Yeah.
And that I love Chelsea, the men's club.
Oh, John loves Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of super far right nationalist supporters, and just
some of them. Some of them. Michael, who's a massive fan of the pod. Michael is a massive fan of the pod. He's a Chelsea fan, and he's got a heart of gold. This guy.
I'm just breaking stones. I actually I have a million Chelsea fan friends, but I do like to dig at them. I've read all the books. We talked about it earlier, and also I have a soft spot for Millwall. So who the hell am I to talk? They're worse than anybody.
I'm not getting into it with you.
Yeah, you're right, because you're a hammer. You know what's going to happen. Green Street hooligans.
West Ham. And remember, John.
Yeah.
It's football.
It's
not
football,
soccer. So, John, how many did you get out of 5? I make it
3.
3. That's not bad. 3 out of 5 ain't bad.
No, that's not bad.
That's pretty good. Guys, please, at home, do let us know how many you got. I think I would have got 4 out of 5. Yeah. But I wrote the questions. So
I think we should really, we should blind test Jack on all these questions and see who gets more, and then see what this position on the podcast is up for grabs. Really, it sounds, soccer pundit legend John Sharkey III.
But you've got to have a fitness test and all that.
True. I will fail my medical 100%. There's no way the transfer is going to get dudded midway.
Yeah, and to be honest, probably the highest paid is Courtney anyway. So.
Well, rightfully so.
She's on like 500 grand a week.
Courtney's really the only one that does anything. So let's be honest.
Yeah, she does research and she tells us all the stuff, and it's in a really professional and polite way.
Yeah, I know.
We just come on here and talk crap.
I know. We just shoot the shit. She comes on with like the true goods. She adds the modicum of professionality to this professionalism to this show.
It's what, like it's really good because I've never genuinely known anyone who knows stuff about women's football. Yeah, like in the detail that she knows women's football. And she also knows men's football as well, obviously. Yeah. But she knows women's football back to front. So I mean, look, I'm always learning. And now, just like that, just as if we planned it, which we didn't, we now will go to Courtney, who's gonna give us the World Roundup. Courtney, what have you got?
Hey guys, welcome back to the World Roundup. Getting straight into it, this week we don't have any Women's Super League games on. However, we can steer our attention over to the Women's Champions League that is getting heated. It's a vital time for these teams as they only have a few weeks left in the competition to prove themselves worthy of the quarterfinals. Currently, we have Chelsea sitting at the top of Group A, Wolfsburg and Roma tying for top of the table in Group B, Arsenal at the top of Group C, and Barcelona at the top of Group D. However, the girls can't get too comfortable at the top as these upcoming games can make a big difference. On to other women's football news. Fans gathered for the second week of the Women's FA Cup to see Newcastle beat Barnsley 2-1 at St James's Park. There were over 28,000 spectators, breaking a new attendance record for the tournament. 28,000 is a lot of people, and I'm thinking, Tom, that our next goal on Instagram is to hit that many followers. On a completely unrelated note, make sure to follow us at Club Football, the EPL show. Back into the women's football, a quick mention to Jill Scott, former Lioness midfielder, who won I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here on Sunday. Congratulations. Now over to the second week of the Men's FA Cup, we saw big wins from Wrexham, winning 4-1 to Farnborough. And a massive win from Burton, who managed to beat Chippenham Town 6-1, which I'm absolutely butchering the name with my Australian accent. Sorry. So, as we record this podcast, we hold our breath to see if Australia can beat Denmark and reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Come on, Australia.
Wait, before we finish this bit, I need to ask Courtney on the microphone for a prediction. Australia versus Denmark. What do you think the score is going to be?
I'm going to call 2-1 to Australia. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant.
2-1.
Guys, you've heard it first. Get yourselves the betting shot. It's going to be 2-1. In fact, no, the game will be played.
It will be, and it'll be 2-1.
It will be played by the time this episode comes out. We'll know. Anyway, all right.
Come on, Australia. All right. Thanks for having me back. My name's Courtney. Now you're all caught up.
All right. It's time to get to my favorite segment of the podcast. Honestly, I love this. I love the fan interaction of the quick fire forum. And we have some crackers, as they say, right? Is that good?
Yeah, no, cracker.
I hate when Americans say stuff like, I was listening to a podcast today and an American goes, oh yeah, I pay sweet fuck all for them. I'm like, oh Jesus, is that what I sound like when I say that stuff? Like, oh, I shouldn't say cracker.
I thought that was an American thing.
No, it's definitely not. We don't say that. I didn't hear it till I moved here.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe we say it now, but we picked it up from.
It's an English thing, is it?
Yeah, I think it's an English thing. You wouldn't know anything.
I quite like it.
I like it too. But no, I'm just saying.
I'm going to use my F-bomb up.
Yeah, use it, God.
Sweet fuck all.
Yeah, there you go. You sound great when you say
I don't think it suits me. I think it sounds like I'm trying too hard.
That's what I think too when I say stuff, mate.
That's what happens when I go into like shops and I'm buying clothes and you can see like the 20-year-old assistants looking at me like, mate, these aren't for you. Get yourself to David Jones.
David Jones, jeez. It's a little highbrow.
Oh, well, you know,
it's the only W.
It's the only place I can get like me Fred Perry polos and stuff.
Yeah. No, I know that struggle. Whenever I get a Christmas gift card from David Jones, that's what it always gets blown on. You know, $130 polo shirt.
Yeah, and then which goes perfectly with like a nice pair of Sambas.
Yep.
Or a pair of Doc Martens or something. You can't lose, John.
It's true. You cannot lose. All right. Well, let's get into these. All right. Well, to bring back what you guys were just talking about, the Australia-Denmark predictions. This one comes from our listener, Adam.
Yeah.
Tom, what do you think about this one? I have some thoughts, but I'm going to let you run with this one.
Australia-Denmark, I think it's going to be tough. I think that we can probably see extra time.
Yeah.
I think in this game, I think it's going to be really tight. I think Australia are going to try and keep it tight and try and, where possible, sort of isolate Denmark's creativity in the middle of the park. And I think after extra time, anything can happen. So I'm going to say Australia to go through on pens.
Yeah. Oh
no, they can't go through on pens.
I was going to say, I was just thinking, there
can't be extra time.
No, there's no extra time because it's the last game of the group stage. Look at you.
All right, then Australia draw 1-1.
Draw 1-1.
I still think it's going to be 1-1.
That's good enough to get them through, though, isn't it?
It is if France win.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's.
I think that'll happen.
My France, my beautiful. Le bleu. You know, we should also mention what a good time we had at the Allianz on Wednesday. That was a fantastic time.
It was great, wasn't it?
We should throw them a little shout out. The Allianz Francais was great. You know, coffee and a croissant for $10.
It sounds stupid, but like, how nice was it, like being served by people who speak French?
Yeah. They asked you if you were French or Australian too. I got to use the neither.
Well, actually, buddy.
listen, lady. All right. I pulled out my big flag, ripped my shirt off. My chest was painted. It was fantastic.
He had a Hulk Hogan t-shirt on.
We flipped a car in the middle. It was,
You think this is good? You should have seen it when we won the NFL title, buddy.
Yep. Well, I'll talk.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Fantastic.
And it was nice to go with Johnny as well and get him to see some footy.
He loved it. He loves hanging out with the boys, Yeah. He loves being one of the guys. He has since he was a little kid. So anytime you want to do that and humor the 12-year-old lad, he's down.
Especially as he gets older and he can drive, he can just take us to the pub, can't he?
Exactly. He really can just take over. Honestly, I don't like to drink too much in front of him now, but he's 16. He'll learn. He'll learn real quick.
He'll know. As soon as he starts getting a hangover, he'll understand.
He'll have to learn because Dad's drinking. Sorry, Daddy's time went on, bud. So, hey, I don't know. It's either you drive me home or I don't know. You might not see 17. Let's go.
Just drop me off at some sort of lay-by. See if a trucker can take me home.
I know.
Just John on a lay-by with his thumbs up.
I can't have another trucker take me home. I can't visit that part of my life again. All right,
I know, but that's how you got to Arkansas in the first place.
It's true.
What do you reckon then? Come on, Arsenal, Denmark.
Arsenal, Denmark. Look at this.
Australia.
I think Arsenal win handily.
Arsenal women versus Denmark.
Jesus, I think that they would win that 100%. Denmark don't look too deadly. I mean, and I'm not trying to make a Christian Eriksen joke. That was like one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life happen. I think Australia loses 2-1. Denmark win. Okay. I hate to say it.
I hate to say it, but
I have been wrong before. I'm going to change that. I'm going to go, 1-1. You're right. Australia have been scrappy enough to get through. Denmark have looked completely unremarkable. Now that I said that, I felt dirty saying it. And I also felt maybe kind of untrue to the territory that we're on now.
Yeah.
We love this country.
We do.
We're new countrymen. So come on, you green and gold. Let's go.
Come on, you green and gold.
Come on, mate.
I'll be wearing me a Kubra. Yeah, good question, Ad. Thanks for that, mate. All right, what about this question from Paul? Again, another big friend of the pod. Shock results so far for other teams, but none for England. Is it coming home?
They look fantastic. I got to say, I really like this English team. They're a really likable bunch. Marcus Rashford, he's he's Golden Boot leader right now.
What's he on?
I think he's got 4.
4? That's pretty good, man.
I know that he is. I just read it, and they haven't conceded, have they? No, they've conceded 2 to Iran. Sorry, they have 2 clean sheets. Lead, top in the group. Good old American me is very happy to see the United States coming out of this group as well. But I don't know, England are the cream of the crop. They look good. I don't know if they have what it takes to beat my beautiful Blues, but I think they're gonna get really far. Semis, at least.
I think they'll go far. I think they'll fancy Senegal in the next round.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and then you're in the quarters, and really, it's sort of anyone's game at this point. You get to that point, and you've got to start beating some winners.
Yep.
That's
true.
And I just think, Gareth Southgate has got a lot of criticism, really, because in the game against USA, particularly, he never brought on Phil Foden, who was sitting on the bench.
Big one, yeah.
And I just think that he has sitting on that bench a lot of talent.
Yep.
And if Phil Foden and Alexander-Arnold are on your bench and you're a goal down with 20 minutes to play against France, 20 minutes to play against Spain, those 2 boys are coming on the pitch.
100%.
These 2 boys are winners.
Yep. They are winners. I can't believe neither of them saw any time against the United States. I still think if Trent was playing in that game, not even Phil Foden. I mean, if Phil Foden comes on, yes, it changes the entire complexion of that game. But if Trent comes on, they were getting no balls from that side of the field. Trent comes on, they win that game. I fully believe that. He whips one in.
I think
slots it in.
his quality in attacking areas is undeniable, isn't it? And again, people have question marks over his defending.
Who cares? It's the United States. They're not that dangerous on attack. I mean,
you've got to go at it. Although what I would say is that I have seen Pulisic give Trent the run around.
Yeah, okay.
A few times.
Maybe
in
that's
a Chelsea
what it was.
shirt, maybe. So look, we can't say whether it's coming home or not, but England, it looks like, are going to go far.
It's definitely got a reservation to come home. You know, it hasn't confirmed yet. The money hasn't come out of the bank, but you know, it's sitting there.
I tell you what, England would win the World Cup, and I'm over here.
Well, you're a Germany fan anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm a Senegal fan.
It is true. It is true. And then the last question by Kaz, and she says, or at least I assume it's a she. Who has the best fans at the World Cup, John?
Easily Cameroon.
Cameroon better than Senegal?
Yeah. Senegal has got some incredible fans. Like I said, I do love burning shit in the streets, but at the actual ground, the Cameroonian fans were off the charts. They were incredible. Like, you'd see a dude with no shirt on, covered head to toe in red, green, and yellow paint. You know, there was a shot of a man dressed up like a shaman or something, holding a homemade World Cup trophy. People were just losing it. I mean, even the Cameroonian coach, just fantastic. Like, he's just like such a great cheerleader for that team. You could just feel it, you know, the vibe coming up.
I have to say that, like, the game itself, the game where Cameroon pulled it back, was insane anyway. Yeah, insane. Because they scored 2 disallowed goals that were like inches from being offside. And I didn't see any videos of the fans afterwards or whatever, but the stadium just was insane.
Yeah, rocking, like full on swinging. You could feel it kind of rumbling through the TV. It was awesome.
Like, I think in a way, Western European fans sort of, we miss a bit of a trick sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the African teams, they look like they're having a ball. The fans look like they're having a brilliant time.
Uh-huh.
They've got the drums, plenty of colour, loads of green or yellow or whatever colour their country are, red and white, whatever, and it's just bouncing, really fun. South America, you look at them teams.
Yeah, it's raging.
Brazil fans look like they're just having the best couple of weeks of their life.
I mean,
and you look at like the England fans. It were miserable to be 6-2 up.
Exactly. You know,
we're missing
that trick. Sick down their shirt, as you would say. See, I can't say, oh, I've got sick on me trousers, mate. Oh.
I don't think anyone should ever say sick on me trousers. So look, Kaz, John's gone for Cameroon. I just think the fans have been brilliant at this World Cup. It's obviously not an easy place to go to in Qatar. Although the fan villages look brilliant, I have to say. They've put on a really good show over there in Qatar for the fans in that respect. John, before we... who do I pick?
Did you get a pick?
You know what? I have to say that although the Welsh team went out, I thought the Wales fans were excellent.
They were fantastic. You're right. I feel terribly for that group of people too.
They never let you down, the Wales fans. They were brilliant.
Yep.
So I'd probably have to say Wales, but of course, as I went to uni in Wales, I've got, as I always say, a real soft spot for Wales. John, looking ahead,
answer.
Thanks. I would like to maybe live there again one more time.
Yeah,
I remember, true story, you're green lighting it.
I'm green lighting that move.
I was in Wales once, I was at uni, and I was in a club in Cardiff. And I don't know why I did this, but I was pretending to be Welsh.
That's a hard accent to pull off, man.
To Welsh people.
Yeah.
To
anybody.
It just wasn't good. And then another time, I don't know, this is a thing. This is the thing I've done. me and me mate, she was French and I was pretending to be French.
Oh.
And then she would speak a bit of French and I would sort of just French it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't work, man.
Didn't work.
I'm not very good at accents. All right, John, look. Let's look at the groups, mate.
Yeah.
So far through in the World Cup, we've got Netherlands, Senegal, England, USA, France, Brazil, and Portugal.
Yep.
Let's jump through these groups. Let's say who we think's going to go through, because by the time you've listened to this podcast, the chances are, people, you know who's gone through. So you can sort of weigh it up against our predictions. Group C, John, no one's through there yet. Poland, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. Who are you backing to get through the group?
Well, this is kind of a tricky one because there's only a point difference between 1 and 3 here.
Yeah, Poland on 4 points, Argentina, Saudi Arabia on 3, Mexico on 1.
Saudi Arabia has to take care of business against Mexico, and they've been a really great Cinderella story so far. If Saudi Arabia beat Mexico and Poland take care of business against Argentina, who look good, but they don't look like the world beaters that they have been. Like, they don't look even a shade as good as that 2018 team. I think, and this isn't just my Arabic bias here. I think it could be Poland and Saudi Arabia if things go right. If Poland beats Argentina and Saudi Arabia take care of business, that's who comes out of this group.
Well, I think I'm going to be. I think Argentina will beat Poland.
You think so?
Yeah, and I think that Saudi Arabia and Mexico will draw. Which would see, well, depending on the Argentina result against Poland, would see Saudi Arabia go through, which would be really cool. John, in Group D, France have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I want to just say this real fast. I'm taking my Spain back. Spain have looked awesome. France are gonna win this again. They're going back to back. I'm not trying.
You can't do that.
I just did it. I didn't put money on it, After a couple games, I was like, okay, we'll see. We'll see what they look like without Benzema. They look better without. France look unstoppable.
They look
Olivier
good,
Giroud Olivier Giroud looks 24. You know what I mean?
And are we back in Australia to get through in Group D as well?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
All right, Group E, Spain are top on 4 points, Japan on 3, Costa Rica 3, Germany 1. I think Spain go through.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say Japan.
You think so?
I think Germany go out.
Yeah. Because what? Spain
Oh no.
Put 7 on Costa Rica.
Sorry, I thought Japan were playing Costa Rica there. I got confused.
No, they lost to Costa Rica.
Oh, all right, then I'm going to have to back Spain and I'm going to have to back Germany then.
I think Germany leapfrogs everybody. Yeah, I think it's still the two European superpowers coming out of this group. As much as I enjoyed the utter shambolic Japan versus Costa Rica game the other night, I don't think either of those teams has what it takes to make any noise out of this group. So yes, Spain, Germany. Let's go on. Move on. Group F.
Group F. Croatia top on 4 points. Morocco on 4 points. Belgium 3 points. Canada are out on 0.
Yeah, they're smoked. So we got Morocco playing. It's Morocco, Canada, and Croatia, Belgium. So I'm saying Morocco and Belgium are coming out of this group.
I agree. I think Croatia have started well and have just been sort of floating along, but I think Belgium have to come back. Yep. Group G, Brazil flying high on 6 points, and through. Switzerland on 3, Cameroon on 1, Serbia on 1. Who's going to join Brazil?
So what is it? It's the last game of the. It's gonna be Switzerland because Cameroon aren't beating Brazil. And I think Switzerland have at least the annoyingness. They're a pretty annoying team to watch, I think, but they can stymie Serbia for like a 1-1 draw. So it's gonna stay as is. It's gonna be Switzerland and Brazil.
I'm gonna back Serbia to get through in that one. And Group H and the final group, Portugal through on 6 points, Ghana 3 points, South Korea 1, Uruguay 1. South Korea play Portugal and Ghana play Uruguay.
Yeah.
Look, I I'd really like to see Uruguay go through for Darwin Núñez.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's going to be tough, man. It sort of feels, looking at Uruguay, like it's a tournament too soon for those guys.
Yeah.
You know. And I think Ghana and Portugal go through.
Yep, I'm with you. I don't see anything changing there. So that's that. You heard it here first.
That's that. They are our sort of predictions, if you like. And that's sort of all we've got time for on this week's show. Every day we're putting socials up on Instagram where you can basically predict which score you think a game, who will win the game. So that's happening daily. Make sure you keep an eye on that. Do keep an eye out as well for more social content. We're going to be pumping it as we are through the World Cup. One thing that's really important to us is that we talk about message and mate. It's something that we started on the podcast. And we realize that often it's easy to forget that you haven't sent a friend a message or just someone you know in a little bit of a while. And I think far too often people out there are lonely. And, you know, look, I always make a joke and say that I've got no mates here in Canberra. It's sort of like a thing Jack takes the mick out of me. But I'm very lucky, you know, in Canberra. I've got some brilliant mates, and I had me Bertie last week, and I've got loads of great messages off people and everything. But there are people out there who would really love just a message. So after the podcast, why not send them one?
Yeah. I read something today on social media that has some great bearing. You know, the kids say the real ones, you know, the real ones will reach out to you if you've gone quiet for a little bit. And that really, you know, I know it was a stupid meme, but sometimes they can have some bearing. And it's true though, you know, go quiet. You don't hear from somebody for a while. Just check on them, see how they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are enjoying the podcast, which we really do genuinely hope you are, we've had some excellent feedback from people who have given us ideas for things on the show, you know, have given us ideas for potential competitions that we could run, and we are definitely really looking at some competitions that we can run over the next couple of months. But if you are enjoying the pod, why not pass it on to a mate who enjoys football and enjoys a bit of a laugh as well. John, you've been with us now twice in a row. We've got probably about 30 seconds of tape left. Is there anything you'd like to say at the end of the show?
I just really appreciate that you sent me a text message 10 minutes before the show started to come on to cover for Jack. So I'm here anytime you need me, and just be on the lookout for my 90s rap mixtape that we're going to drop on all forms of social. So I'll put it together this week. I will. I'll do a nice little 90s rap mixtape for us.
All right, look, that sounds good. Look, guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you all very much. Please do follow us on social media, and we'll see you next time for episode 17. Bye for now.
Peace.
Once again, big, massive thank you to everyone who listened to the podcast this week. Don't forget, you can now also subscribe on YouTube. If you're enjoying the pod, why not give us a review? It would mean the absolute world to us. And if there's something that you want to talk about, or something you want us to talk about, why not send us a message or a voice note into our socials, and we can even use the voice note in the pod. Hopefully you're enjoying the World Cup as much as we are. We're having an absolute ball, keeping tabs on it. And from all the team here at Club Football, have a boss week. We'll see you next week.